here Phil Robertson of Duck Dynasty gives us all a little history lesson, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we all have this notion of when people traveled together to what would become America, displacing, of course, the Native Americans. They all basically wanted to be as far away from each other as possible because they didn't want any semblance of a society to in any way infringe upon them or help them survive things like the winter or something like that. And Phil Robertson on the Brian Sexton, it was the Tom Roten morning show, hosted by Brian Sexton. Of course, Tom likes to take this time off. Phil Robertson explains, he elaborates on that concept.
Talk a little bit about what Louisiana has gone through recently with flooding and things like that, because that's very personal to folks up here in West Virginia.
Here's my view of disasters, whether it be hurricanes, tornadoes. It just rains a lot. Everyone needs to take a deep breath and say, you know, I've noticed something. We bellyache when it doesn't rain.
Yep.
Because we can't grow anything, and it's a drought. It's a drought. We're all bellyaching and crying. Well, when it starts raining, and it rains too much, so you have a flood. It's a flood. It's a flood. And everyone gets all bent out of shape, whether it doesn't rain or when it does rain. So everybody is saying, running around on planet Earth, seemingly saying, in America at least, if it just rains just right all the time, we would be happy. Here's the deal. When it rains a lot, it's going to flood.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't rain too much, you have a drought.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them are bones to be chewed. But it's my studied opinion just from observing. Our founders basically said, when disasters come your way, it's unfortunate, they do happen, but you can't expect the United States government to start pouring in and coming down there. What everyone needs to realize is that we need to love one another enough to where when you or your neighbors, when they flood, we all come together,
mm-hmm.
we all start cooking some meals here, looking after one another. These things are, it's the way life is. I mean, we're not going to have the perfect temperature and the perfect amount of rainfall.
What are you talking about?
So let me just parse this for you. Our founders, living in the 1700s, felt that it was unrealistic for people, let's say, in New Orleans, to imagine that there could be any type of like flying transports or mass delivery of emergency funds or food or blankets via, let's say, truck or train down to New Orleans in the 1700s. Nothing to do with the fact that none of that technology existed at that time. And basically what they were hoping is you get together with your neighbors, your friends, basically anybody who's white, and you take care of each other. And then if you have any scraps left over, you might throw them to your slaves, like in the same way that you would, you're rushing out of your house because there's a flood. You got to grab a couple of your belongings that are going to be important to you later. So, and also, don't complain about the weather. I'm super rich, and none of this stuff affects me, I think is what, have I got that right?
That's what I was going to say. What a piece of shit. Because now he has money, and...
quit your belly aching.
Yeah, exactly.
Quit your belly aching. Hell, when I see the rain like this, I get on my private jet. I just go down to Montego Island, which I bought, for I don't know what.
He actually does go on to talk about how much land he has, and that out of the about 1,100 acres that he owns, only 5 of them were dry.
Well,
It doesn't matter. He can go wherever he wants and eat whatever he wants and just.
what's that? You want to play more of him? Yeah, where? God, what a horrible human being.
The perfect amount of rainfall.
Yep.
I mean, so my view is when it floods here, we just move all our stuff higher and higher up the hill, and if it starts coming in the house, we move it up as far as we can, and then if it comes right down to it, we're going to find us another hill higher than the one we were on. The flood that hit us, we own, Miss Kay and I, we own about, over 1,000, about 1,100 acres. The flood, when it came in March, there were 5 acres that was dry out of the 1,100. So 1,095 were flooded. And someone says, well, what part of the 1,000 were you on? I said, I'm on the 5 acres.
Thank God you owned over 1,000 acres. What a bellyacre. Why didn't you stay in the water? Oh, boo-hoo. Everything gets wet, and then I go to the dry place. Oh, God. What just a despicable human being. And all the suckers who just actually, look to this guy for anything other than 30 minutes of mediocre entertainment is really sad. You know what? Send that guy a Harry's razor. See his career go down the tubes. All right.
I'd also like to say that it probably helps if you're already constantly wearing like Carhartt's overalls and what are they called?
Waders that you can just wear.
Rubber
into
waders.
And rubber waders or whatever.
These guys, they don't wear that stuff except for that's the costume they put on. All right, look, I got to go.
They're wearing
Cliff is here.
tuxedos?
No, I don't think
rest
they're
of the
wearing
time?
tuxedos, but I think that they're probably,
Wearing tuxedo shirts.
Yeah, probably. Hey, folks, Sam Seder here. I just got back from a company-wide meeting. Accounting is really coming down on me hard. We need to get to 100,000 subscribers as soon as possible. So please, enjoy this channel. Subscribe. Right down there.